And I think what hurts the most is that not only was it supposed to be a tube in my mouth to keep me breathing during surgery, you sick bitches removed the tube from my mouth, assaulted me. I could have died. I could have died. I'm somebody's mom. I'm somebody's friend. I'm somebody's daughter. Like, I have a life. I have a family. And you climbed on top of me and assaulted me as if I was trash. You climbed on top of me and did your business as if I was a fucking toilet. I could have died. And nobody cares. And you did this. And you went about your life and your day as if you just didn't do this to an actual human. I am a human. I am a human. I would never think about doing no like that to anybody. And the women who stood back and let that happen to me, you're sick.
Let me tell you what he did during surgery. What he had to do in surgery to take the flesh-eating bacteria out is it attacked my fat. Basically, it was eating at me. He took the fat out that I already had back there, plus the lipo fat. So right now, it's just an open area, like it's just open.
I feel like I need to be talking about Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson. Like, I feel like I need to be talking about that. I know that's what people want to hear about, but this story came across my path and I was actually, as usual, planning on talking about something else. And when I saw this story, immediately I knew that I wanted to cover it here. Why this story is so important? For a number of reasons. One being the reason why this woman, this young lady she's 27 years old, the reason why she wanted to get surgery to begin with. She named her birthday, but also her friends who had surgery. So she went to the same doctor that her friends went to. This doctor is overseas. I'm not sure where. My assumption is Dominican Republic, but I could be wrong. I don't know if she even says, but she did go out of the country to get a BBL for her birthday at 27 years old. And the assumption was because it worked out for her friends that the same thing would work out for her. And she ended up with a flesh-eating bacteria. Flesh-eating. This thing eating away at her. And she believed that something was wrong. She had a fever. She, didn't feel well. She was weak. And she kept calling the doctor and calling different doctors and trying to go to the hospital, and everyone kept telling her it's fine. And then finally it is discovered that she actually does have this flesh-eating bacteria that causes her to lose the muscle in her butt. I think it's like her gluteus maximus or whatever the actual term is. She said that they had to take that out. So in so many ways, she doesn't have a butt on one of her butt cheeks. So my understanding from what she says, and you'll hear what she has to say, is that one of her butt cheeks, she still has the BBL in there. And then the other one, not only that they have to take out the BBL, they also had to take out the muscle along with some fat. And she's essentially left with no butt on one side of her body, but then the other side of her body, she has a BBL. So there's obviously a major imbalance in her body. And she says that she is going to go to get reconstructive surgery.
So I am on a womb vac, so I had to get on a womb vac then. So that was January 16th when he was explaining to me what was going on. January 18th, we're going to jump a day. January 18th come around, and this is the day that they go to actually change the dressings of the surgery site and clean it up. So as they're doing that, all I hear is a big old, like everybody like, we got a problem. So I'm like, what's the problem? Like, I'm alert while they're doing it, but of course I'm on medication. They said that the remaining tissue that was back there was starting to turn black. So that's necrotic. That means that that's dying. So they had to do another surgery that day to take out the rest of the fat that was back there, because it was some remaining fat. So take out the necrotic fat back there. And then they seen that the bacteria had killed the muscle, the glute muscle. So they had to take my glute muscle too. The glute muscle is the largest the muscle you got back there. So I kind of was sad about that, crying about that. So they took that. So go in for surgery again. Again, loopy, don't know what's going on when I come out. Now I'm just on the road to recovery. Oh, before I do, I kind of skipped ahead. By this time, we find out that I was actually septic or septis. I don't know what's the correct term to use in past tense or present. But anyways, I did have a blood infection, but I was already getting treated for that because I had all the symptoms. So not only was I septic, I had a flesh-eating bacteria. And necrotizing fasciitis is a flesh-eating bacteria that eats fast at you. Like, it could kill you if it's not caught or treated right away. So yeah, I go down for that surgery. When I come up from that surgery, of course, like I said, loopy that day. Surgeon don't say nothing to you that day. He comes up the next day. He explains to me that all this was caused because when I went and got my BBL, that they put the fat into my muscle. And that, when you do a BBL, first of all, they're supposed to use ultrasound. So I don't know where they went wrong with that at, because I was under the impression that they did use ultrasound. But when you do a BBL, I'm under the impression that it is underneath the skin and not that deep. They went and put the fat into my muscle. They went too deep. And so it sat there in the muscle, and that's what caused the infection.
A lot of women, it seems like they underestimate what they're actually getting themselves into when they pursue cosmetic surgery. You assume because your friends did it and it worked out for them, that somehow it's going to also work out for you. You forget that your body is different. You know, you have different needs. You probably had perhaps even a different routine. So a different routine post-surgery. And so I think, you know, even though you can say, well, Naka, this case of what happened to her is so rare and it's not typical, but it actually, and that could be true. I mean, we do hear about things like sepsis more often, or what's the other one? Like a fat embolism, if I'm saying that right. We hear about those things more often. We don't hear as much about the flesh-eating bacteria. But it just goes to show that there is no limit to the amount of complications that a person can have. If you are healthy, if you're fine, if you have a butt, I mean, even if it's not huge, sometimes it's better to just stay like that. Right? Now, it's one thing if you have like super saggy loose skin, or, you know, your butt is as flat as a pancake and it's causing you to have thoughts of deletion, things like that. But this young lady, again, the way she kind of went about it based off of what she describes is like, oh, it's my birthday. I think I'm just going to go do this thing to, look more like, she wanted to look sexy. She wanted to look snatched. She wants, to get the attention from men. She probably is hoping she ends up looking better than her friends. Perhaps she was looking at her friends, and feeling like she couldn't necessarily measure up to what her friends look like, because sounds like many of her friends or some of her friends have gotten this surgery done. Her story is interesting because it starts at a place where I think a lot of women can relate to. A lot of women can relate to just, wanting to be more desirable, wanting to be desired. However, she goes to do this thing that a lot of women do, but she ends up in a situation that is so rare. And again, not because of the complication, but the type of complication. She was so close to dying. And she had to advocate for herself. She had to keep speaking up, keep saying something is wrong with me. Something is not right. Going to the hospital, going to the, checking herself in. She had to keep fighting for any of the medical staff to take her serious. Now, this is when she was in the United States. I'm sure a lot of medical professionals at this point are used to women who get BBLs. So for them, they're probably like, you'll be all right. You'll be fine. Like, you're just tripping. Calm down. But based on all of her symptoms, she knew something was wrong. So seeing this young lady, 27, and that's the other thing. She doesn't have any kids. Getting something done. People might say, well, it's just lipo, it's just a BBL, but getting anything invasive and dangerous done on your body at 27, that's essentially when you're practically in your prime, when your body might be the best at it. For some people, this is not for everybody. For some people, a 27-year-old body is the best body that they've ever had. Maybe the 21-year-old body, but you get what I'm saying. So it's not even like we're talking about a woman who's 45 or 50. But for her to go do this and to have this happen is just so tragic. My friends did it. They had it done. It worked out for them. They look great. I should go do it too. And this is what this is a common sentiment, and this is not just confined and exclusive to cosmetic surgery. You can say, well, my friend got Botox, or my friend got filler, my friend got her lips injected, my friend got, my friend got the lashes, and then you go do it, and, it's a hot mess. You get some kind of crazy bacteria, all your lashes fall out, or, some infection. And this is why it is so important to, as best as you can, try to just be in tune with you. What do you really want? What do you really need? This is not a small woman. So I assume, and I'm just assuming here, that she probably had a butt. She probably already had a butt and just wanted more. A little greedy, right? So don't be greedy. And she does end up posting some very gruesome photos. So, and that's another thing I'll say that made her stand out, is that she was very open, with showing her TikTok audience what she had to go through. And so, because for me, when I decide what I'm going to cover, I do look into it to the extent of seeing how credible the story is. And she posted quite a bit of photos that show exactly. I mean, you see the whatever it was eating at her skin, but then you also see how she had to have so many surgeries to kind of close. I mean, she had a huge hole in her butt, and essentially her butt is like gone. Her butt cheek is gone. But you see that the hole, because they had to dig all the, sorry for this gruesome talk, but they had to dig out all the bad stuff. And so as a result, you know, after they got all the bad stuff out of there, the infection, the bacteria, everything, then you see that she shows pictures of how it closed up. And very gruesome, but in many ways I appreciated her being that transparent, because a lot of people, again, this is a part that people don't see. They don't see people who go through things like this as a result of wanting a bigger butt, which we've already talked about here, typically does not translate to a bigger life. It typically doesn't translate to anything bigger in your life other than that butt. Yes, there are some very surface level privileges that you can get. And for some women, it's worth it. It's worth it to get those surface level privileges. And I've talked a lot about body privilege, but overall, again, this what happened to her could have completely taken her out. So I wanted to showcase this here, even though everybody else is talking about Megan Thee Stallion. I was like, you know, I mean, if you guys care about what I have to say about that, I'm happy to make a video about that. But I think Black YouTube is taking care of Megan Thee Stallion in the whole Klay Thompson situation. But I did want to pop in with this story before it completely escaped me. This woman's name is Elegance Monroe, and she gives gruesome details about her experience at a popular plastic surgery clinic. This is in the United States. I can't remember the name of the clinic, but it's something you've heard before. Like it's not maybe Goals, or it may not be the Goals Clinic, but it's a popular name like that. And after this whole experience, after she had her surgery, you know, she talks about how she woke up, she felt strange, and she got checked out, had an R kit done, which confirmed that she did have semen in her. It was very obvious that she was SA'd during her surgery. She did not have a BBL. She had lipo 360, but she was SA'd. And she talks about how she was talked out of going to authorities. They kept telling her that she would tamper with the investigation, and then ultimately her case was thrown out. So she posted this TikTok video to raise awareness to her situation. Now that the case was thrown out, she feels helpless, and she is doing her best to try to bring visibility to her situation. But this all made me think of, how often does this actually happen? I mean, we're talking about the United States. I'm not sure what state, like let's just say Miami for the sake of this conversation. You know, a doctor who, I mean, I think she did her research. He seemed very credible. He was talking with her, like building rapport with her, talking about his family, how he's married and has a child, and how he likes to go boating and all this stuff. And then this thing happens. So it has me thinking about, I mean, we're not even talking about a doctor who has visible, horrible bedside manner. We're talking about someone who presented himself as legit, and this still happened. So I'm just curious, and of course we'll never know, and a lot of women themselves who had surgery done will never know if they've been violated during the surgery, because of course when you wake up you're going to feel horrible anyway. So it's going to be hard to tell if something like this has happened to you.
So pissed off about that. So I was just going through recovery after that, blaming myself, having mental breakdowns, still not walking right, obviously. All on the left side. Still not walking right on the left side. Don't have nothing left on the left side. Dealing with that. Not realizing when I do actually get up to try to walk, because they took the glute muscle, you have to relearn how to walk from that, depending on the severity. When I do actually try to get up and attempt to walk, tears just come down my face because I don't realize that that muscle's gone. You don't realize what you got till it's gone, in so many words. And this is day 40 in the hospital. So I am going to post some graphic pictures. As y'all seen this message before, I'm going to post some graphic pictures and just take y'all on the timeline with me so y'all can understand what I've been going through. I'll post from the beginning of my surgery, from the BBL on to them finding out about the infection and all that. So it's going to be real graphic. Okay, so I was still swollen and I knew I need to go up in the thigh high. So this is what it looked like before. I had to hit my knees and beg God to send me home, because being in the hospital, especially when I'm the person that's always independent, God just got me right now, and within the next 2 years I will be back to my normal self. I will have my left side done. I can't do nothing right now, but just be thankful for.
So like, share, subscribe, and please hype this video. Click the links in the description box to get to know more about me and my media business, Curated Legacy LLC. I offer coaching and consulting to those who want to get started and grow on YouTube, and to those who want to become monetized. I am the author of My Own Gaze, Memoir of an Invisible Black Woman. You can purchase my book on Amazon, as well as check out my Amazon storefront, where you can buy items such as books, soaps, shea butter, small household appliances, also apparel such as hats and leggings. I hope you become a Black and Invisible channel member. This is a great way to support the channel. If you're interested, please click the join button that you might see next to my thumbnail photo on my channel. And special shout out to all Black and Invisible channel members. If you become a channel member, you will get exclusive content, exclusive member-only videos just for you. There are some other perks and benefits that go along with that. I am also on Instagram, so feel free to give me a follow over there. My name is Naka, and I am here to make the invisible visible about Black women. I highlight the things that Black women typically would not tell you. And as always, stay tuned for more videos.
Since you've been gone away, you've been gone